Before anyone called me Earth, I was only fire, learning how to become a home. For millions of years, I carried nothing but fire, silence, and endless patience. Then the rain arrived, and for the first time, I learned how to breathe. Life did not arrive with noise. It began with the quiet courage of a single living cell. Long before your first footsteps, I was already remembering every one that came before you. The first giants never ruled me. They simply learned how to live upon my skin. Long before cities, harmony already knew how to speak without words. Every living thing gave more than it took, and together they wrote my first great song. Even the oldest forests cannot hear every whisper carried across the universe. The giants disappeared, but I never forgot where they once stood. After the age of giants, silence became my oldest companion once again. Then came the smallest footprint I had ever carried. Yet it would change my story forever. They did not arrive as conquerors. They arrived as children searching for a place to belong.
Before they built temples, they looked up and quietly wondered who had made the stars.
With every step they took, I could already hear the echoes of every civilization still waiting to be born.
For the first time, anything in the Powding, they stopped wandering and called one place home. They once understood that every harvest began with gratitude, not ownership.
The first tree they planted would remember more generations than any king ever could. The first wall was built to keep danger away. But walls have a way of changing the hearts that build them. They believed they had divided the land. But the rivers, the wind, and the stars never recognized those lines. The villages became kingdoms, and humanity began believing the land beneath their feet could belong to them.
The first crown was never heavy because of gold. It was heavy because of belief.
Only humans drew borders. The rivers never changed their course. Empires moved faster every century, while mountains never hurried a single sunrise. Rain never asked who was king. It simply gave life to everyone beneath the same sky. Before every war, the morning always arrives in perfect peace. The earth never saw enemies, only families standing on opposite sides of the same sunrise. Only humanity believed the land demanded blood. I never asked for any. Rain never remembers who won, only where new flowers will bloom again. I remembered every name, but I never carried hatred for a single one. You learned how to touch the clouds, but slowly forgot how to listen to the ground beneath you. Even in the greatest cities, life still whispers through the smallest flower. The farther humanity looked into the distance, the less often it looked beneath its own feet. Everything you built still rests upon a world that never stopped quietly supporting you. No matter how high your cities rise, every heartbeat still begins upon the earth. For thousands of years, this forest asked for nothing except the chance to keep breathing. The forest did not disappear in one day. It became quieter one season at a time. The oldest tree never asked why the world had changed. it simply kept offering shade. Hope has never arrived as an army. It has always begun with one pair of caring hands. I have always healed slowly, because the deepest roots are never in a hurry.
From above, there are no nations, only one living world breathing beneath the same sun.
I have always spoken softly, through rivers, mountains, and
Every heartbeat upon me belongs to the same story, no matter how different it may appear. The future has never been built by one generation alone. It grows from hands willing to care today. The strongest connections are often the ones no eye can ever see. Healing rarely happens all at once. It begins quietly with the return of life. Every small act of care becomes part of a future someone else will one day inherit. When your lights grow quieter, the universe finally has room to speak again. I have carried every generation equally, and I will carry every tomorrow you choose to protect. You have never walked upon me. You have always walked within my memory.
Every sunrise is another chance, not for the earth, but for those who call it home.
The oldest trees do not fear the future, because they have already welcomed the next generation. Every river remembers where it began, yet it never stops moving toward tomorrow.
The sky has never belonged to one nation, and neither has hope.
The future is first imagined in the minds of children, long before it is built by adults.
Every generation writes one chapter, but none will ever finish the story alone. The brightest places on earth have never been cities, but hearts choosing to care.
From far away, every difference disappears, and only one home remains. Whenever you choose kindness, you leave a footprint I will always remember. I am Earth. I remember every footprint, and I still believe the most beautiful ones are yet to come.
Every harvest begins with someone willing to plant what they may never live to see grow.
The future is built quietly, long before anyone can see it.
Progress becomes beautiful when it grows beside nature instead of standing above it. Every place restored becomes a promise whispered to generations still waiting to arrive.
From the sky, the earth has always been one home with many stories. The farther humanity looks into the universe, the more precious home begins to feel.
I remember every footprint, but I shine brightest because of the ones that choose to heal. Among billions of worlds, this is the only one that remembers your first step. Walk gently, because every step you take becomes part of the story I will remember forever. I have always been one world, even when humanity believed it was divided. The strongest future is never built by one person, but by countless hands working together. Even the smallest life can quietly sustain a world far greater than itself.
Every river teaches the same lesson. Moving forward never means forgetting where you began.
Healing begins beneath the surface, long before the world notices the change.
The wind has never carried a passport, only the breath of one shared planet. The more you discover the universe,
the different these sock place.
the more extraordinary home becomes. Kindness travels farther than any road humanity has ever built.
Among countless worlds, this is the only place that remembers your laughter, your tears, and your first step. Take care of this home, and one day it will tell your story with the same love it has given every generation.